Hey, what's up everyone? Tedrick85 here, and today I'm going to be talking about Baby Boomer for the NES. This is an unlicensed game that was published by Color Dreams. That's right, the same Color Dreams that gave us games such as Silent Assault, Secret Scout in the Temple of Demise, and Pesterminator. You can tell this is an unlicensed game because the cartridge for it is blue instead of the traditional gray. You're probably wondering what I think about this game. Well, to me, there are three main types of games. Ones that leave me satisfied and wanting more, ones that leave me disappointed and feeling empty, and ones that have me asking, what the frick did I just play? This game qualifies as the third type. I just don't know if I can find the right words in my vocabulary to describe it. You just have to see this game for yourselves to believe it. The graphics in this game are okay, I guess, but you could argue that by 1989 that they could be a lot better. And from anybody that's familiar with any game that comes from Color Dreams knows that graphics isn't exactly a strong point for them. As far as controls, you have two options. You can either play with the NES Zapper, which you can just shoot the things that are on the TV screen, or you can use the controller, like I've done here in my review. I'd suggest very highly use the Zapper, but if you don't have one, or if it isn't working, or whatnot, you could use a controller, but you could probably have a much more difficult time shooting the enemies that are on screen and helping to protect Baby Boomer. The gameplay, though, is where this game really starts to fall apart. All you pretty much do in this entire game is protect Baby Boomer from outside forces such as obstacles and enemies, and the way to eliminate those is by shooting them. Oh, and you also get to shoot items such as gold nuggets and milk bottles, and you also get to shoot stuff such as clouds and tombstones that make snowflakes appear that form a bridge to make Baby Boomer go across the pit. How a snowflake can materialize into a bridge that can make Baby Boomer go across the pit is beyond me. This game follows a point system, which naturally the more things you kill, the more points that you get. You also have a health meter, which is represented by milk on top of the screen, and the way to replenish milk is by shooting the bottles. You start off with 2 babies, which is actually 3 lives, and you also get to keep in track of how many nuggets in that you get on top of the screen. Throughout the game, besides taking care of enemies, you also have to navigate Baby Boomer across pits of water and what looks like gold, like melted gold, and even pits of lava. And the way you do that is by shooting the either clouds or tombstones or cave stalactites in order to release a snowflake in order for you to cross the pit. I think that's one of my big gripes about this game is that instead of actually playing as Baby Boomer and having him do like cool things in that, all you're pretty much essentially being is sort of like being a baby bodyguard. In other words, the title character is passively just going through the levels while you are actually doing the work as another character. You could argue that by saying, well, Teddy, you are playing as a baby, what can you do as a baby? And that's my point, you know. I think if we were going to have a shooting game like this, they shouldn't have the baby try to be the focus, whereas you're playing as something different. They should have completely just scrapped this idea altogether. Alright, it just seems really weird and goofy to be protecting a baby that's pretty much by itself, going through all these perilous situations, while at the same time try to make bridges and destroy things to make sure that he doesn't get hurt or fall into a pit or anything. This whole concept just seems really weird to me, and I'm not quite sure if it sits well with me or not. Besides being able to make snowflakes materialize from tombstones and clouds and stalactites, there are other very odd things about this game. For one thing, you can make Baby Boomer invincible by making him drink a golden milk bottle. That's right, a milk bottle made out of gold, in which a Baby Boomer drinks it, he turns gold. I don't know where the game designers came up with this idea. I just think it's really weird. You know, I'm not sure they were fans of the movie The Golden Child, but I think they took it a step too far. Another thing that's really odd, in a rather good way, I do have to admit, is Baby Boomer's death animation. All that happens whenever you lose a life is that he just sits there and cries. Even when he falls down a pit. So it's nice to know that Baby Boom is able to defy gravity without having things get too graphic. And I do have to appreciate that. I don't think kids are going to want to play a game where you see a dead baby on the screen or anything real morbid like that. So, yes, it is weird, but at the same time, I do understand where they were coming from with that. The levels in this game aren't too long, but considering all you do is shoot throughout the entire game, it gets real tedious really quick. All that really changes from level to level is the setting, whether it's in a forest or in a graveyard, or whether you're in heaven or you're in hell. As far as the music and sound effects of this game are concerned, I think they pretty much speak for themselves. Here, listen. Yeah, I think you're better off playing this game with the volume turned down. But, as far as difficulty of this game is concerned, I do have to admit it does do a good job, even though the gameplay is kind of tedious after a while. It does do a good job with the difficulty level rising gradually from level to level, so I do have to give the game that, but overall, this game could have been potentially been so much better if the right people would have been making it, and instead of it just comes across as being just bland and blah overall, especially when they're trying to integrate something cool like the NES Zapper into it. Overall, I can't help but think that this game could have been better if it would have had a license attached to it. It's not a terrible game by any means, but with the right people working on it, I think it could have been an awesome game that would have properly integrated the Zapper and be fun to play. If you want to play an NES game using the Zapper, stick to Duck Hunt. Trust me, it's a better use of your time. This is Cedric85 speaking. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.